I want to now shift to Tua Tagovailoa. So Tua Tagovailoa versus the Denver Broncos last week was benched. In the game, he went 11 for 20 for a whopping 83 passing yards. He did throw for one touchdown. We'll give him credit for that. He also had an 81.9 pass rating. Tua was also sacked 6 times, and he just wasn't all that impressive versus Denver. You know, Tua Tagovailoa getting benched versus the Denver Broncos, in my opinion, is a red flag. Now, do I agree with the decision? No, I do not. I do not agree with the decision that Brian Flores made to bench Tua Tagovailoa in that situation. Because at some point, you cannot keep babying Tua Tagovailoa. You know, at some point, you're going to allow him to go through adversity. You know, let him go through it. You know, is he playing that bad to where you need to bench him? You know, I don't think that I thought Tua was playing badly, but it did not strike me that Tua was playing bad enough to get benched, but that's the decision Brian Flores rolled with, and Brian Flores said in the press conference after the game that he felt Ryan Fitzpatrick gave the Miami Dolphins the best chance to win, and that's why he benched Tua Tagovailoa. Well, excuse me, Brian Flores, and again, I have nothing against Brian Flores. I'm not gonna, bash the guy for making this decision. He's been pulling all the right buttons so far up to this point. The Miami Dolphins, they very well could be a playoff team. So I'm not trying to knock Brian Flores too much. I'm a fan of the guy. I think he deserves some Coach of the Year votes. But why is Tua Tagovailoa starting in the first place if you don't think he gives you the best chance to win? Because as far as I'm concerned, if I'm a player in that locker room, I'm questioning what Brian Flores is trying to accomplish. Are you trying to accomplish, rolling out Tua and letting him, go through his lumps and pains? Or are you trying to get this team to the playoffs? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what direction Brian Flores is trying to go in. When Brian Flores benched Tua and said Ryan Fitzpatrick gives us the best chance to win, I think to myself, does Brian Flores not think greatness is within Tua Tagovailoa's DNA? Does he think that? Because it comes across as him thinking that. Now, obviously, I think he believes in Tua because they drafted Tua number 5 overall. But right now, Brian Flores is telling you Tua's not good enough to beat the Denver Broncos, who are not a very good football team. And listen, I don't know if Tua has that it factor when it comes to big games. Because the minute Tua faced a pass rush, the minute he faced some adversity in the NFL, he was not very good versus Denver. He looked small. He could not fit the ball in the tight windows. He didn't play particularly well. And ultimately, he got benched. And at Alabama, Tua had a very good career at Alabama. But at Alabama, my biggest knock against Tua Tagovailoa was when things got tight. When he was on an even playing field, he struggled versus Clemson in the national title game. He was not very good versus Mississippi State in 2018. He was not very good versus Georgia in the SEC title game in 2018. He was not very good, and he was constantly injured as well. And we've seen when Tua's gone against Aaron Donald and the Los Angeles Rams, when he's gone against the Broncos pass rush, he has struggled. And also, Tua Tagovailoa is dealing with injuries once again. I could not find a single player in college football that was in the injury tent more than Tua Tagovailoa in his college career. The guy was constantly hurt. The guy was constantly banged up. The guy was constantly injured. And to me, I didn't see the next Drew Brees. I didn't see the next Russell Wilson like so many scouts told me that he was. I didn't see a generational talent. Right now, I see a small quarterback that's a game manager with an average arm. Now, I will say Tua, he doesn't throw interceptions. He's pretty accurate. You can win games with Tua Tagovailoa. But can you win a Super Bowl with this guy? I might be asking that question way too early in his career. I might be being unfair to Tua just because we haven't even seen this guy play a full 16 game season. And listen, I'm not trying to say Tua can't struggle because all rookie quarterbacks at some point go through growing pains. And Tua, we're gonna find out if he can grow from this. But I'm sorry, I'm not all in on Tua. I'm not sold that Tua Tagovailoa, as of right now, can become a franchise quarterback. And Tua Tagovailoa getting benched is a red flag for all the reasons that I mentioned. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.